It's early spring, 1888. Ten-year-old Sam Hurley has recently become an orphan, and he now wanders the mountains of Kentucky in search of work or food. But tonight would not be like the other nights he's had to bed down in the wild. A nearby mountain lion is also searching for food. As the big cat's cries draw closer, Sam grows more frightened. He prays to God for protection and promises that if God will spare him from the wildcat, he will do whatever he can to help other needy children from ever suffering the same fate. Little Sam survived the night, and 3 decades later, he recalled his boyhood promise when he encountered a homeless orphan on the streets of Grundy, Virginia. By that time, Sam was a respected businessman and civic leader, and he and his wife were already caring for 9 orphans in their home in addition to their own 7 children. But as he remembered the cry of the catamount those many years before, he resolved to establish a permanent place of refuge, not just for the helpless little boy on the street, but for all children in need. Sam went home that evening after his encounter with the little boy and told his wife, "It's time for me to make good on my promise." Hurley's vision first took shape in 1921 as Grundy Academy, a Christian school with dormitory facilities for its students. 3 years later, Hurley added vocational and technical training to help equip his graduates for careers, and the name was changed to Mountain Industrial Institute. Finally, in 1930, the name changed again to Mountain Mission School, just as the tremors of the Great Depression were being felt from coast to coast. Mr. and Mrs. Hurley saw that their campus was needed more than ever. Families near and far found themselves unable to feed their children, and the dangerous timber and coal industries turned many a child into an orphan overnight. Mountain Mission tried to help whenever they could, and the Lord faithfully provided for generation after generation of desperate kids at the school, many of whom affectionately referred to Mr. and Mrs. Hurley as Ma and Pa. For the next few decades, the campus grew steadily, adding new buildings, including a dairy operation and even a service station to help sustain the school's growing family. By the time Ma and Pa Hurley passed away in the early 1960s, they had served as parents to thousands of boys and girls, and the institution they founded had expanded to accommodate more than 200 students a year, and all without accepting any state or federal funding. Today, the reputation of the school has reached across the world, and many of the students that it shelters have been lifted from conditions in Appalachia and overseas that are unimaginable to most Americans. But in all the years since its founding, the aims of Mountain Mission have remained completely unchanged: to rescue children from desperate situations wherever they may be, give them a loving home, an excellent education, and a solid Christian spiritual foundation. The staff and faculty of MMS remain steadfastly committed to carrying on the fervent promise of Sam Hurley, made long ago.